Hiya, welcome to Coffee at the Crossroads. I'm Bill, and today I'm in Tarring, which is part of West Worthing. It's a really old part of Worthing. It's parts of Tarring and some of the buildings here date back to the Domesday Book, which is a book that is sort of from the time of William the Conqueror around the 1080s. So this is a really old part of England. And across the street from me, I'm going to spin the camera around here, but across the street from me was what's called the Old Palace. I'm going to spin this around and see if you can see it. That building over my shoulder there is the Old Palace. It used to be the Archbishop's Palace, as this was part of the Archbishop of Canterbury's property. Now Canterbury is a long ways away, but this part of the world goes back a long ways. But more importantly, what I want to talk today about is this thing over my shoulder. There is the George and Dragon pub, and we're going to go visit that. The George and Dragon has been around since 1610. So it is certainly one of the oldest pubs in this part of the world. It's the oldest pub in Worthing, and 1610, so it is 415 years old. So we're gonna go pop in, maybe have a pint. I don't know how much they're gonna let me shoot inside there, but we're gonna take a look. So join me as we go visit the George and Dragon in Worthing. Just before we head inside, I just wanted to mention that this building behind me here, in the corner there, is it's called the Old Bakehouse now, but it was, for a time, it was the post office, and I've seen some old archival photographs of it operating as the post office. It's always interesting to me that the post office sits right opposite what would have been a really popular pub in its day. So, post office, pub. So I'm here inside the George and Dragon. They have kindly allowed me to shoot a bit of video. So yeah, that's exciting. I'm having a pint. It's just Monday afternoon. It's about 1 o'clock. It's not even 1 o'clock, so it's a little early. The pub is very slow, as you'd expect it would be on a Monday afternoon. But yeah, it's great. This fantastic old building that, like I say, has been around for 400 plus years is still operating as a pub, and that's really encouraging to see. I think sometimes they have live music and they have darts nights and things like that. Obviously, trying to keep the traditional kind of local feel alive. But yeah, it's wonderful to think that you're inside a place that has been hosting people for 400 plus years. So the George and Dragon also has this fantastic outside sort of garden area, sort of almost a beer garden kind of patio area. It's fantastic for sitting outside enjoying a pint, which I'm going to do. As I said, it's very, very quiet today because it's Monday at noon. I sort of feel bad because I'm having a beer at 12:30, 1 o'clock on a Monday, but I guess that's part of the perks. So yeah, so I'm going to sit and enjoy my beer. I'm going to go back inside and kind of see if I can take some photos of some of the other parts of the pub. Just again, really, as somebody who's not from here, a 400-year-old pub, it's just unheard of, and it's just another reason why, as an expat here in the UK, I'm blown away by this stuff, which is this is just the local for people who live here in Tarring, right? But it's got 400 years of history, and I find that fascinating. So I've taken a seat. As I said, they're super friendly here, allowing me to shoot in here, and everybody's cool with that. I've obviously, there are some patrons in here that I'm trying very, very carefully to not shoot. You never know when somebody's, wants to or does not want to be on camera. So I'm careful to do that. So you may hear some voices and stuff like that, but that's, there are patrons in here. I'm just trying to avoid shooting them. But other than that, I'm just, found myself a seat. I've got myself my ice cold pint of draft, and I'm going to enjoy this before I wrap up my video. Hi again. So, yeah, I've just walked up to the top of the high street here in Tarring, and I'm making my way back toward the George and Dragon, back toward what I guess you'd call is town center in Torring. It's sort of where the high street heads towards the old church. And the church here, St. Andrew's, dates back to the 13th century. So it's an ancient part of the world, as I mentioned. And I'm going to do a segment on the church because it's got a lot of interesting history as well. But that's for another day. But again, you know, back to this point, as somebody who's not from here, I'm just struck by this. I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to walk down this little street, and if you're from England, you're going to go, oh, that looks like every little street in every little town in England. But for someone who's not from here, you know, it's not. It's just so unusual. And we're going to pass, there's a cottage on the left here that is a 15th century cottage. Oh, I've got construction. Isn't that fantastic? Okay, so now that I'm past the construction, we can see this 15th century cottage that's just sort of on the way back to the Georgian Dragon. And I'm gonna walk across here. We're gonna zoom in on that plaque. So, you know, 15th century. This is, you know, so it's, you know, dates to the 1400s. So that makes it, you know, whatever it is, 600 years old, right? So it's, yeah, and you can see it's built in this Tudor style, these incredible beams, you know, weathered and aged, and it's, you know, the building has settled and it's all uneven and not level and not plumb and not square and all that stuff. But really just an incredible kind of look at things. Yeah, and across the way is the Georgian Dragon. So yeah, just again, it's that sort of in that, you know, in that vein of history being all around us. You know, these are not special buildings that are in some history book. You know, these are not. They're not. You know, some grand event didn't take place here. Just everyday life did. But they're 400, 500, 600, 700 years old. You know, the church is the church up the way here, St. Andrew's, dates to the 13th century. So that's 700 plus years old. It just blows my mind, right? You know, as someone coming from North America, I just can't quite wrap my head around that. But it's part of why we love being here. It's not that some historical event took place here. It's that everyday life took place here, and that's I find that fascinating. That, you know, people have been coming and going to pubs and getting their post and going to church and doing all that stuff for 600, 700, you know, years. It's just phenomenal. Hi, thanks for watching. Yeah, I just wanted to share some thoughts about the Georgian Dragon pub here in Worthing, just as some closing thoughts. You know, as mentioned, it's you know, it's as you see from the inside, it's quite a modest pub, right? Nothing fancy, no big fancy wood paneling, no, you know, grand mirrors and lights and things like that. It's just a simple neighborhood local, and I love that. 400 plus years of history, and yeah, and that's it. So, you know, I mean, I challenge, you know, people to kind of think about their own neighborhoods and their own locals and some of the buildings and some of the places and, you know, spots around where they live. You know, England is full of places that have been around for 1,000 years, right? So yeah, I think that's really engaging. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I'm Bill. This is Coffee at the Crossroads. If you made it this far, thank you so much. If you like what you see, give me a little thumbs up, give me the little like button, and yeah, subscribe, tell your friends, and come back and engage. Leave a comment, please. You know, I want to engage with people who you know, viewers. So yeah, please let me know what you think. Cheers.